Kody doesn't believe that anymore besides Kody and Robyn have been living monogamy since 2020. I feel like it was longer than that.
Because that won't matter when I'm getting nagged.
Okay, marriage isn't just about getting nagged.
For me,
you're right, you could get nagged, but usually the nagging comes if you're not helping.
Wild.
Okay.
Wild.
So they've officially decided they're not going to live polygamy. Great. Done. Move it along. Can we just end that arc now instead of bringing it up every episode?
But, like, no one believes it. Do you believe it? I don't believe it.
That's because Dad is a hard no and Robyn is a hard yes.
She thought she would still do it.
Yes. Neither one of them is willing to concede that at the end of the day, it didn't work out. And it's probably didn't work out for the best because soulmates don't work in polygamy.
Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. Kody and Robyn's storyline about adding a new sister wife. Is it real or is it fake? And what about why they keep talking about it? Well, McKelty, his daughter, with Christine, sounded off about this while she was watching the episode on her Patreon. And she discussed in detail, to a degree, about why this conversation keeps coming up. Now, one is that because Sister Wives is a show, they are using this as a storyline for the show. And so discussions about adding new wives brings content for the show. But on the flip side, there is a issue between Kody and Robyn around this that is a part of their marriage, according to McKelty, and that because of this issue, there is a fragility in this marriage. And that fragility is they want two separate things in their marriage, and neither one of them is willing to bend to the other. And that Kody is continually making Robyn bend to him and concede to not adding a new wife because he demands obedience. And because he's not willing to take another wife because in his eyes, he is done with polygamy. That's the Kody view. Now, Tony isn't so sure that they're really done with polygamy. He just doesn't really know. But they both agree that even though Robyn doesn't actually want to live polygamy, or even though she hasn't been surrounded by good polygamous relationships, and even though she, in her own family, her mom and her mom's sister wife did not get along literally at all, that for some reason, Robyn still believes that she needs to live polygamy. But they also pointed out to the fact that Robyn is a little bit hypocritical here because right now she's not in a church. And if she truly did believe as much as she says she believes in polygamy, she wouldn't have stayed with Kody when everyone else left. She would have gone back to the church and found a man that she could live polygamy with. But because this is something that's in Robyn's brain about why she doesn't know that she wants to be with Kody and that she wouldn't have chose him unless he was a polygamist, she actually isn't the soulmate that Kody thinks she is. Wild.
I think you can tell that her dream is to live polygamy still, to have that sister wife.
Which is wild.
And Kody's never going to be able to provide her that dream. So there's always going to be some dissonance between what she wants for her life and what her path is on, that it will never happen. It can't happen where she's at. So she has to let her dream die and settle for what she can have. And what's sad is that, like, I think they have something really cool. Like, I think, you know, it might be cringy, but when they're cute together, like, they obviously like each other. They have strong feelings for each other.
Just be happy.
Yeah, it's just sad that, like, you wouldn't value that so much that, like, you would treasure that and be like, all right, this is great. Like, because he's there. And she's like, but I have this dream. And I'm like, I don't know why this is such a dream. I don't understand what's so phantasmal about this oh yeah, I have a sister wife who's got my back there, and we all share the husband. Like I don't
It
get
is
it.
actually interesting to me because her parents, she has two moms, like Robyn has two moms, and her two moms don't get along that well. I mean, they probably got along as well as my mom and Robyn did, where occasionally they did for like the good of the family, but at the end of the day, they don't really get along at all.
I kind of understand what Tony is saying, and I also kind of understand what McKelty is saying. And you have to like hear me out on this because I know from the outside looking in, it does not look like Robyn actually wants polygamy. But part of being in polygamy is that if you are in polygamy, you get the promise that you'll get to live polygamy in you'll get to live polygamy in heaven and you'll get these blessings in heaven. And the more that you suffer and the more that you go through on this earth, the more your bigger blessings will be in heaven. And so, even though a woman has jealousy, and even though a woman might not want to share her husband, and even though Robyn didn't like to share and she manipulated and she was controlling and did all of these things with Kody, that's not uncommon in polygamy. And the women still live polygamy because their promise is that they're going to go to heaven and they're going to get all these blessings. Okay. So, in theory, she wants to live polygamy because she thinks she's going to get this thing in heaven. In practice, it's way harder to do it. It causes all kinds of problems. And then they are told by their church they just need to endure through the suffering in order to get to the end. And then the payoff is in heaven. Okay. And so that's why Kody said to Robyn, like, are we really enduring in our relationship or do we actually get along? So do we just like each other and we're just getting through this for the sake of getting through this? Or do we have something special here? And Robyn says they have something special here. But for Robyn, her something special is not about Kody. Okay. It's so weird to think of it this way. Her something special is that she wants to be viewed as a successful polygamist. She wanted the wealth and the fame that came along with being a public polygamist. She wanted the fame and the money that came along with the show, right? And she wanted to prove to her friends that were in polygamy, that are in poverty, that you can be the king and queen of polygamy. And that was her dream. And so she chose the family because that dream could be realized. It wasn't necessarily that Kody was her soulmate, but it was more that like Kody could give her what she wanted. And Kody has a very different feeling for Robyn. And for him, Robyn is his trophy wife. She's the Diesel Jeans model. She's the epitome of what he wants. And the reason why they always bring up that Robyn had options and had other men propose is because she told him that because it's the truth. You find if a man finds out that a woman is single in this church and that they might be wanting to become a plural wife, she could have easily gotten like 10 proposals in a single day because that's how desperate these guys are to acquire new wives. She chose Kody because she believed in Kody and she believed that Kody would get her whatever she wanted, right? So now this fight really isn't about Kody. Cody's trying to like bend her to want monogamy now. She was fine with him doing plural monogamy. She was fine with him having wives cast out so long as she could live polygamy, which is what Mary referenced. As long as he had wives hanging on, she was still living her version of polygamy. But now that there's no one there and she has him there all the time, she has to give up that. And so the real conflict here is that Robyn thought she was getting what she wanted and now she's not. And she's realizing that with Kody, you don't just get to push him to do what you want. You have to do what he wants. And McKelty thinks that if this continues on this path, she doesn't think that Kody will stay with Robyn or that Robyn will stay with him because she doesn't think that if Robyn can't let this go, that Kody would add a new wife. Check this out.
Back to where Robyn, as to where Janelle mentions it, and my mom has mentioned it, and Robyn has mentioned it, that they had a spiritual calling, a divination, if you will, that polygamy, that this family was meant for them, that polygamy was right, that they would get blessings if they went through this. But I do believe that part of it is she's still clinging on to that if we don't live polygamy on earth, then in heaven we are screwed or we're damned. And I think that's part of what it is that she has a spiritual, deep belief that she needs to die a polygamist.
Now, but do I think that if Robyn required it of him, there is a very high likelihood that he would get another sister wife?
I disagree.
Really?
I think that if Robyn
like we're
ever,
saying we're breaking up if you don't.
I think that if Robyn ever came to the table
Dang,
and
okay.
gave Kody a
Ultimatum.
like that, I think that Kody would be like, okay, well, I'm done.
Really?
Because Dad
Okay.
has already said so himself. He doesn't value love like he values respect. And respect for Kody partially means obedience. And if she wants to bring a wife to the table, that's not obedience. That's not respect, because he's told her time and time again, I'm done. I don't want it. I want polygamy.
Yeah, but he...
I actually agree with McKelty here that if Robyn keeps pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and saying that you have to do this, and if he doesn't want to, and if he doesn't change his mind, and he could eventually change his mind because he's Kody and he's always flip-flopping. But if he really were like steadfast that I'm not going to do this anymore, and if she kept pushing, he would be done. Because Christine in the book basically said that in order to get anything with Kody, you really do have to bend to whatever he wants. And unless you do everything that he wants, you get in trouble. And so for Robyn, she mentions that Robyn really does have to cater to whatever Kody wants to get her needs met, but that she also uses manipulation in order to get her way. And that Robyn really does have to walk on eggshells with Kody because he will pull his affection and whatever if she disobeys him. And just, the problem now, though, is that Kody doesn't have the leverage that he used to have, right? So he doesn't have the leverage of Robyn, I'm just going to go to another wife if you don't give me what I want. He only has the leverage of saying, well, then I'm just going to go cheat on you and I'm just going to have sex and I'm not going to bring in a sister wife, right? Or whatever. Or I'm just going to leave you. I just can't see Kody actually leaving her because he doesn't have anyone else lined up. The only way that he would leave her is if he had someone else that was younger and better. And McKelty made the point that even though Robyn says she wants all of these things, how is she going to feel when she's no longer the Diesel Jeans model, when she's not the younger one, when she's not the hot trophy wife anymore? Does she really want to have plural marriage when she's the one that's finally getting cast out like everyone else? Or is it just this fantasy? But the tension actually exists here, which is why Kody is just trying to will her into whatever it is that he wants. And I actually believe this because when he split up with all of the other women, he said that he was tired of living polygamy just because Robyn wanted him to keep going with the other wives. So he in part blamed Robyn because he said that Robyn won't stay with me unless I'm a polygamist. And so I had to keep these relationships, even though I didn't want them, to keep her happy. And so now that he's given that up and Robyn no longer has that leverage on him, her only leverage now would be, if you don't give this to me, I'm going to leave you. And she's not willing to let it go. Even at the end of this episode, she said that she told him that she wanted this, right? She told him that she would be okay with monogamy, but then in her talking head said, I don't know. I'm really not sure yet. I just really don't know how this is going to go. Now, Tony says that he actually thinks that Kody would bring in another wife to appease Robyn, but that it might blow up in her face.
It's a
It
hard
sounds
no.
like he wants to go to the ends of the earth to keep her.
I don't think the ends of the earth go all. I think that his earth is square. He has flat earth theory, and he'll go to the ends of the earth,
What?
but then that earth will fall off when he's brought up. It's hard
Dang.
to see our actually agreeing to it when the woman was right there. That's a good point. If the woman was right there and ready and she was available and she was 10 years younger than Robyn and she was drop dead gorgeous and she was a, what was it, Levi Jeans model?
What we know is that as of today, which is October 1st, 2025, Kody and Robyn live in a $2.1 million home in Flagstaff. They have a home that's like 5,500 square foot, and then they have another home that's like a second house, a guest house that has 2,000 square feet or so. They are living the high life in Flagstaff, and they are currently together. Kody was doing press for his show, Special Forces, and Robyn was with him. There's nothing to suggest that this couple is not together still, which again just goes back to the fact that they are still together, and this is very much just a storyline. But I think it proves a point that the only way Kody can stay and keep her engaged is to keep entertaining this idea that they have or might take new women, right? And he may bring it up every once in a while to make her think that it's a possibility so that she doesn't leave him. Kody will do whatever he can to manipulate to keep her under his control, but Robyn no longer has the control she once had. And so she's really in that place where she has to put up or shut up. And if someone really did believe what she says she believes, she would not be with Kody. Kody has left the church, and she would be viewed as not in line with the Lord, right? Like, he's left the church. He is a failure in the church. Robyn being with a failure revokes her status that she once had because she's now with a failure. The church doesn't like Kody. Robyn is with a man the church doesn't like. So she's claiming she has these feelings and these beliefs because that's what her family wants and that's what she thinks. But in practice, it doesn't match up. Robyn is now stuck in a situation where she has the man she wanted, but she doesn't have the situation she wanted, which was being the queen bee. Do I think that Kody and Robyn will stay together forever? I really don't. What I do think will happen is as soon as the money dries up and her kids are old enough, she will leave him. I also think the reason why she doesn't leave him and go back to polygamy is because it's not guaranteed she's going to find another man that's wealthy. If she goes back to polygamy, she would have to commit herself to a life of poverty and being a wife that has to like scrape by and like try to figure things out. She wants to create her kingdom with Kody so that she's the top, like she was. And if she can't force him to do that, she would have to go back to poverty. So she's really not going to leave him, in my opinion, because why would you go back to poverty? Why would you go back to, having to figure out how you're going to feed your kids when your current husband is providing you with a nice life, which is why Kody keeps buying her gifts and spending money on her and giving her a big home, because he knows that that's what matters to her. McKelty said that Kody will never find a diamond because he is not a diamond. He is not a good man. He doesn't care about his women. He doesn't care about love. And as much as he says that he cares that Robyn loves him, if Robyn were to be disobedient, he would get rid of her. Will Kody and Robyn get divorced? They could very well get divorced. But then what? Then what happens to the show? Someone told me not long ago that Robyn was having serious thoughts of leaving him and that she felt trapped because of the kids. Is that what this is about? That they could actually do a spinoff with the ex-women and Robyn if she chose to leave Kody and just get rid of Kody? Is that really what they were going to do? But she couldn't because she didn't feel like she could because she's not financially stable. I think they're on the verge, and I think Kody's erratic behavior and Robyn's these are two narcissists that are going to turn on each other and implode. And I'm down for watching their demise. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed, and click the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, besties.